Alright, so we're back for another episode here on Driveway. We got the Crossfire again, and we're going to try to get everything accomplished with the roll cage. So get that all gusseted in, strengthened, and all that type of stuff. We got all of the tubes need to be finish welded, so some of them are going to have to come out so we have access for welding other tubes, and we may have to even cut holes in the roof and such to reach the back side of the tube, but that's to be expected with this type of vehicle where you can't move the cage around. Like ideally, you'd have something more like say a Fox body Mustang. There's room that you can slide the cage forward and back. So you'd actually like drill holes in the floor, slide the cage back a little bit, drop it down. Then you could weld everything, pick it back up out of the floor and slide it forward. But since we have this big, essentially firewall where the gas tank is, right behind the driver's seat, I have no place to move forward or back. And with the platform that it's sitting on in the corners, I can't even do anything of sinking it down and lifting it up. So I'm pretty much stuck with what I have. So yeah, not exactly the best setup for a first time cage build, but you get what you get and you just make things do what you can. So let's hurry up and get rolling on this thing so we can get to the more fun stuff with the actual engine swap. All right, now it's time to start welding. Alright, so it looks like to me that phase 2 is done. Got everything kind of burned in there. Got that side. And we got these guys here. Next phase is probably going to be cutting back some of these body panels. I got a body panel there, probably down here. Cut away a little bit just to get the gun in there. And that should be that. Not too bad. Got our bars in up there. Still got the head bar that we need to weld in. But I guess I'll zap that up and see where we get from there. Alright, so the next phase is going to be making up some gussets. Now you're required to have, if you're going to be inspected that is, of course, you're required to have gussets in the door bars when we have the setup like we do. And I'm going to put some on the X bars in the back, along as on the main hoop, just for extra security purposes. But in the rule books, they usually require you to have 18 gauge steel, and the width, when it gets bent around, because these are going to be kind of taco gussets, so this piece gets bent around the tube. But this tall section is supposed to be, I think it's like 3 times the size of your tube. So that comes off to like 5.5. So I just got a bunch of these cut at 6 inches. Should be plenty of meat on there. So I'm gonna first start off by figuring out a way to bend this around a tube. And then see what else we can do once we got that part taken care of. So let's see what we end up with. Alright, so this is the contraption of the day, and I guess we'll see if it actually works on this. Just line her up the best we can. You're not going to get too accurate with this Chinese press, but I want to try to get it as square as possible. Yeah, close enough, I guess. Broke my wood. Kind of half expected, but let's just Now hitting the back of the well, it's not really that bad to start. Maybe I will. Maybe I should just modify this a little bit. Revised version. But anyways, this should be plenty to get started with. Except for that first initial bend, you can just finish bending it around the tube. That comes out pretty good decent. Now we'll just have to measure up and see where that actually is supposed to line up. Okay, so back over here, we need to notch our gusset here to go around the tube. So that's going to be some quick angle grinder work. It fits really well there. So when we come through here, we need it angled here and there to get it sectioned on there as best we can. So let's just start messing around with that. Alright, so we got our gusset cut out, so it'll be pretty good there. Now the big thing that we're going to need is to make ourselves kind of a little more legit race car. We need a hole for a dimple die. So I'm going to drill a couple holes there and so show you what we have for the sketchy dimple die. All right. Now, if you like that last one, you're really going to love our dimple die here. Got our gusset and our board. And then all that we need to do is just find something to widen the hole. So, we just make sure we get ourselves perfectly aligned, because once you commit to it, it's yours. Wouldn't exactly call it the absolute best way to do this, but you know, when you're too cheap to drop 20 some bucks on something, sometimes even 50 for a good die. Alright, that looks good. It'll mess up our contours just a bit, but there we go. We can always recontour a little bit later. A little pipe recontouring, and there you go. we got a nice little dimple. Looks pretty good. All right, now that's clamped on. Time to give her some zaps. All right, so we got this side pretty much zapped in, this side over there. Probably make up a filler piece there since I miscalculated the measurements there. But we'll just splice in a piece of metal. We got a little bit extra there. So we got that done. And we got this gusseted in. So that's not going anywhere. And we are making some good progress. Okay, so I just finished welding up the rest of the roll cage. So we're pretty much good right there. And if you're wondering, my head does not fit into the roll cage to reach some of the welding spots. So, new welding mask I rigged up. It works. Not exactly what you call the best, but anyways, let's go take a quick gander here and then we can call her a day because I'm about to my limit here. Okay, so as you can see, we got our reinforcements in. I'm probably going to do a different style of reinforcement in this center section. I think I'm going to do like just a triangle wedges in there and weld them in because I just really can't get to the back to weld tacos in. So we'll go with that style. Got those over there. And then we got this section here. We didn't really have to taco this piece in, but I just kind of like how it looks and it'll offer a little more strength if we ever need it. So yeah, that's pretty much what we got. Alright, so that's probably going to do it for the cage in this thing. I'm calling it finished for now. There'll be a couple little finishing touches that'll need to be done before it techs into a racing series or whatever. But for now it'll do just fine. We technically have to cut holes in the roof to get to the top side of the cage to weld that in. But that's gonna wait for another day. Let's get moving on to more of the fun stuff and actually get this swap started and rolling in the right direction. So anyways, thanks for sticking around, and to see more of this swap and that type of stuff, make sure you subscribe and get notified of more of these videos. So once again, thanks for stopping by, and I will see you guys later.